Ho, CMO of AI Mission Berhad, and she'll be talking about Industry 4.0 small steps for SME. Over to you, Doctor.
So good afternoon, everybody. Today my topic is going to be think big, start small, and that is our focus for the Industry 4.0 for SME. So do you remember the first time where you were introduced to driving? So back to those days, driving, you use gear. So you step on the clutch and then you change your gear. And the next thing you realize is that you come to a stop. So then after that, you will have to start your car again. And this situation got even worse when you were stuck in the traffic or the traffic light turns green. So after that, automatic transmission is introduced to you. So life got a lot better and life got a lot easier. You don't have to worry about how you change your clutch, you don't have to worry about changing gears, because everything is automatic. And do you remember the first time you were introduced to a smartphone? You'll be like, what is this? One screen? One button only? What can I do with one button? So do I have to control my smartphone with a remote control? I'm used to typing everything with a keyboard. But all of these things, when you were first introduced to a new technology or a new thing, you have a kind of fear. Just like how we now talk about network, collaboration, connected, mobile, sensors and actor, big data, data velocity, analytics, cloud, cybersecurity, or we call this the smart factory. So when SME heard about all of these big terms, usually this is their reaction. But why SME react like that? Because as what we as a company find out that most of the SME in Malaysia are actually still using human labor. A lot of them might not even have their data digitalized or automated in their computers. So computerization is not even going on. And you talk to them about big data, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Of course, they will look like that. Yeah, so who are we? So we are AI Mission, and this is our whole Industry 4.0 solutions that we propose to the SME. I'll further talk about the whole solution later on, so I'll just talk about the company. So the company is a homegrown brand. We are actually a very new start company right now. We just started for a year, but our technical director has been involved in automations for the last 10 to 15 years. So our aim is to reduce cost of automation and Industry 4.0 solution for all the SMEs in Malaysia. Because we know that to buy a robot, to buy a software solution from overseas company is going to be very, very expensive. And the way that we can do this is because everything from the solutions, the sensors, cloud computing, mobile computing, everything we do in-house ourselves. Even the conveyor solution, we do it. The only thing that is not done by our company is just the robotic arms. So, okay, so AI Mission, and who am I? I am the CMO, not Chief Marketing Officer, but just Chief Makan Officer. I just sit down, makan, and main. So my name is Ho, and I'm not a doctor yet. I just got my medical degree. Yeah, you can see I just ate. Yeah. So why are we talking about the whole Industry 4.0? And why are we talking about this bringing to SME? So SME, there's a lot of challenges that SME face when we tell them about Industry 4.0. So what are the challenges? Number one, financing. How can I get the money? Why do I want to invest in this? What is my return of investment? Oh, this is so expensive. It's very expensive for me to buy a laptop. It's very expensive to buy a phone. And now you want me to invest a few $100,000 on a robot? Do you think I will really do that? I have no idea. Skills. So there will be, because the size of SME is really small, and sometimes it's very hard to actually hire a high-skilled labor. So it's very expensive to hire someone like a technical team, an engineer, when your business is just very small. So that's one of the challenges why they do not want to adopt Industry 4.0. The next one is digital strategy. They might not have the knowledge of adopting the digital transformation or the digital business strategy that could go according to their business. So technology is the same as skills and business strategy. It's just that they have lack of knowledge of the technology or maybe the awareness of Industry 4.0, and they might think that it's actually very hard. And the last one will be like regulatory. So a lot of us do not really know about the current regulatory of like the country, how can I get funds, what is okay, what is not okay. So our job here is to bridge the SME towards and bring them towards Industry 4.0. But how can we do this? Do we do this way, that way, or the other? Which way? So this is what we do for another company. So this is our path to Industry 4.0 for the SME. We start from computerization. So we'll computerize all the data. How do we do this? We collect your data from sensors. Or we can computerize your data through your ERP systems, through all the data that you have previously that were manually written on papers. Then after that, we'll move to connectivity. So there's like ERP system that we could actually upload everything to the clouds. So by just getting you a cloud computing server, you could actually upload everything and the connection will be there. Then after that, there is the Industry 4.0 part that we are talking about. So now you have the data, you have the digitalization, you have the computerization. What can you do with the data? So at first, from data collection, we can see what is happening right now. So from the data, we'll analyze and tell you what is happening in your office. Then that is the process. So we will understand why is it happening. Like if let's say there's a faulty in the machine, why is there a faulty in the machine? We use their data because we have a checklist that could analyze the whole thing. And after that, what will happen in the future, which is predictive maintenance. And then later on, we will help you to bring towards self-adjusting machines towards self-optimization. So this is one of our client. So their story is that they actually needed to move these 50 kilogram bags. And every 50 kilogram bags has required 2 workers to work them. So let's do the math. So 2 workers moving 150 kilograms to a pallet. And one shift, you have 8 hours. The target per shift is actually 60 tons. So 60,000 kilograms divided by 8 hours a day is equal to 7,500 kilograms per hour. 7,500 kilograms per hour divided by 50 kilograms is equal to 150 times. So imagine a human have to move 50 kilogram back 150 times per hour. A lot of people might think that like, oh, okay, we can hire like low skill workers, pay them more and do it. Just ask anybody who just go to the gym. Carry a 20 kilogram weight, carry a 40 kilogram weight. You just keep doing the movement for 40 times, 50 times. You will be very, very tired. My parents experienced that. They were screaming last week. At first, they were like, oh, okay, foreign workers can do this, can do that. But the moment after they went to the gym, they carried the exact same thing for only 50 times in less than 10 minutes. They were complaining. They were like, oh, yeah, this job is very, very hard. So this kind of job is always done in a hazardous environment. So it's going to be very hot, it's going to be very dirty, it's going to be very, very dusty. And after carrying so many things, of course, there will be a lot of health issue. So you have to send your workers to the hospital. With the extreme workload, the hazardous working environment, and a repetitive job, a lot of locals would not want to work on this job. That is why a lot of times people have a lot of problem with hiring workers to do all their jobs in their manufacturing plant. And that's when the problem of the boss come in. So this is where we come in to help you to solve the problem. With our whole AI mission industry solutions system, you can solve your problem of not having enough workers, of not having the skills, not having the technology, maybe the funding. So at first we'll talk about the self-adjusting machine. So it will be the robotic arm. So that's the robot that we implemented for the customer just now. So this is our whole robotic process automation. We will help you to implement a conveyor mechanism. Then the conveyor mechanism will send the product to the robotic arm, and then the robotic arm will do its job, whether is it palletization, is it spray painting, or maybe welding, you name it, we can try to do it. And then after that, the data that we get from the robotic arm and the data that we get from the conveyor system is digitalized, and then after that we will send to the cloud. And this is one thing that is very interesting about us. So first, for the robotic arm, we actually partner with KUKA Robotics, and it is a Germany brand, and they have been around for more than 100 years. So you can trust that it is actually very accurate. And then after that, for digitalization, we help you to make full use of the computer that you have in your company, your iPhone, your smartphone, your Samsung, your Android, anything, and then you can actually control the robot through your phone or through your computer. The only reason we do not encourage you to do that is just for safety purpose, because you never know who is around the robot. So we design this controller for you to control it. And the best part about this whole solution is that even a low-skilled worker can be trained to know how to automate, to know how to use the robot in less than an hour. Because this is very straightforward. It's just 10 buttons and an emergency stop button and a start button. Everybody can use this. You don't need to hire someone that has an engineering background, has a degree, has a master degree to just work on this whole solution. So next is the data collection. So we collect the data from the sensors and it will send to our main control unit. We also collect the data from the robotic arm as well as the conveyor system. Then we'll go to cloud computing. Why do we use cloud computing for data processes? That cloud computing will make the connectivity of the production steps a lot more seamlessly. First, it is a lot cheaper to use cloud computing compared to a local data server that you would want to buy and put it inside your office. Because cloud computing, they run with monthly subscription fees, so you don't have to pay one off. If you want to upsize it, you can upsize anytime. You want to downsize it, you can downsize anytime. That's why we come to scalability. So according to your business demand, we can help you to change the size of your server from day to day, actually from month to month. And mobility, because it's stored in the cloud, so you could access to your data anywhere, anytime you want in the world. So your factory could be here in Malaysia, and one day you decided to go all the way to China or all the way to Germany, and then you go like, what's happening in my factory? All you need to do is just go to your clouds and look at the data. But what's interesting about a lot of numbers? There's nothing interesting because it's just a bunch of numbers. So we have our own mobile computing. We have our own mobile app that give you easy integration, faster data protection, and a lot better accessibility. Because with a whole bunch of numbers, there's not much things that you can actually do. So we actually have our own algorithm. We will collect your data, and then after that we'll analyze your data, and then you will get the report on your phone. So we'll give you real-time reporting. Right now, if you want to know the report of your factory, of your robot, you can get it right away just with one click on your phone. And then you will also get event notification on the output that you have, on if there is any faulty when it comes to your robot, when it comes to your machines, you can get an event notification via WhatsApp. They were thinking about doing WeChat as well. It depends on what you actually want. So, and then the last thing will be the checklist. This is very important when it comes to this is very important when it comes to Industry 4.0 because we want to try to reduce the downtime of a robot or reduce the downtime of a factory. So a checklist is what we actually needed to actually make the robot run smoothly. So the last thing will be the same thing that we talked